my position, let's hit the road.
Welcome to another review. As you know, the S.h.Monsterarts Godzilla 2021 has been released. This is the Japanese version, and the US version will be coming out at a later date. So a lot of people wanted me to review this one first before Kong, and I can understand there's a lot of questions behind it, and I had quite some time to think about it and do my review. So my overall thoughts about this figure is that it definitely feels much bigger when you're comparing it to Kong, and it feels a little bit different comparing it to other Godzillas from the legendary version specifically. But overall, it is a little bit weird to receive the first version with blue dorsal plates. So as you know, whenever there's a first release, it's never the special color version. That's why this feels a little bit surprising that for the first edition for Godzilla 2021 Monsterarts, we are treated with the special color variant. Now this one is different from the previous legendary versions. As you can see, this one right here has a blue metallic finish color throughout the dorsal plates all the way to the tip of the tail. Now if you're asking yourself, is this translucent or is it a full-on black Godzilla and then it's covered in metallic blue with greenish? Well, I thought that this wasn't translucent, but I did my investigation. I put lights through it, I did multiple things, and it turns out that yes, it is translucent, but you just cannot see it like the previous ones. Even if you put a light behind it, it's going to be extremely difficult. The only way to see it is if you put the light coming directly from this way towards the tail, then you can see the little bit of light coming through and you can see how it's translucent. But overall, they were trying to do something like the 2019 version where they're trying to mix the blue with black so you can really see all those details pop out with the dorsal plates and just the scales overall. And I gotta say that at the beginning, I just wasn't a fan of this color. I thought that I wasn't going to like it. In it in person, it actually looks better, and it grew on me because it's different. I know a lot of people are going to customize this like the supercharge. I don't see any point of doing that because then you're taking away how unique this figure is compared to the other ones in color. So that's why I decided not to customize this one and just leave it as it is, because it stands out and it's different on your collection. Mouth is covered in this shiny metallic blue. Now with that being said, if you notice, the dorsal plates are not even when it comes to colors. You can see that this one has more black throughout the shape, and then this one right here too. So you can see that it's not completely perfect. And another thing that I noticed, this dorsal plate from right here came in bent. So you guys can see how it's kind of bending towards the right area. And I also noticed that it looks weird. I don't know if it's me, but when I got it out of the package, this specific dorsal plate just, it looked off, like too thick, not sharp enough. So I don't know if that's my imagination, but definitely not straight. You guys can see it right there. And let me know if this is only my problem with my figure, or if you're also having that issue where this dorsal plate tip looks extremely thick, out of place, not sharp enough compared to the other legendary versions. Now, another thing you're going to notice is that this one on the chest does have a lot more dry brush brown, which makes the details pop out even more compared to the other legendary versions. And that's a request that we've been asking ever since the 2014, because the legendary version is too gray. You don't really have that much colors. And finally, after what, like multiple tries with the legendary version, they gave us the color that we've been requesting. You can see that beautiful brown from the tip of the neck going all the way down. It ends right here, and on the tail it is completely missing. The tail is done in a full black type of gray. There's nothing there, so that is kind of disappointing. They could have done it all the way through, but they didn't. But the details really just make this stand out. You can see how it's also very visible all the way throughout his neck to the tip right here. So definitely this brown makes the figure pop out even more. And a different addition that you see is the new claw type of hands right now that they are being displayed. Now this is the only new thing, aka accessories, that you get with this version. No extra pieces, none of that. You only get those claw type of hands. And of course, if you want to switch them with your traditional type of hands, you do have them right here. And a little bit of a difference, the tip of the nails now are done in a brown type of gray color compared to the previous ones. So you do get more color variants this time around with this Godzilla 2021 to represent the poses that he is doing throughout the movie, just in that ready type of pose to attack using his claws, and that is meant to represent that out of this Godzilla. Articulation, you do have movement on the tip of the head. You can go side to side, up and down, and it is a little bit weird. I know people were not a fan of the turtle type of neck, and it's a little bit back, it's not fully gone, and the neck can't really move. Well, this specific area, the third part, doesn't really have any movement on mine specifically, so it's just meant to hold the pose. Now this middle part right here, you can go a little bit up and down to get a little bit of movement, looking up with your figure or looking down. Now on this portion of the body, you can obviously bend this much, you can go backwards this much. Now there is a trick that a lot of people probably don't know. So if you do this, if you push your figure like that, you can get him to look more straight up. And look at this trick. If you, because most people are going to do this, right? Most people are going to do that, and they think that's the full capability of this figure. But if you actually push downwards and push back like that, you get more of that pose hunched over, and just look at how smoothly it looks. You have to push, and you even can tell, and there's a difference right here. Just look at that. How awesome is that? Now this is not anything new. This is actually present on the 2019 version, but most people just didn't know about that. And obviously you get your articulation right here in the knee area. So yeah, I mean, you do have good articulation, but of course you mess around with it and parts are going to start falling off.
Destroying the city.
Long before you were born, kid, and did some terrible things, you see. They made Godzilla angry.
Terrible things?
Oh, you're too young to understand, boy. They made a huge fire, you see. They burned everything in existence. That's why Godzilla cannot forgive mankind.
Another difference that I did found on the tail is this weird looking spike coming out from the tail, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one with this problem or that's actually a difference in the sculpture with this new figure. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, this is proof that yes, this is absolutely translucent, but it's very difficult due to the metallic and the black covering the translucency of this figure. But if you do get it at the right angle, you see it. Now this is proof of what I'm talking about. The old Godzilla 2019, comparing it to the 2021, doesn't have that weird looking spike coming out from the tail. So you can see right here clearly, 2019, there's absolutely nothing from the tip all the way to the end. Now the 2021 absolutely has a difference on his tail, and you guys can see it right here, especially it pops out. It's like a weird looking spike type of design coming out from his tail, and I'm not sure if that's a difference in sculpture or just a issue, aka problem that wasn't meant. Now comparing both of them, you guys can see the differences in the sculpture on the head. Notice how there's a difference on the 2019 version compared to the 2021 in the neck area and the head sculpture. Both of them look extremely different, and I have to say that the 2021 version would be considered a downgrade for me. Number one, the head sculpture looks messy. It doesn't look menacing. It looks inaccurate. There's something wrong with it around the nose area. Also, the neck part looks completely wrong, out of place. You guys can see how the 2019 is much cleaner compared to the 2021, where you do see those lines coming out and they look extremely nasty. Now doing a comparison, looking upwards, the 2019 looks much cleaner compared to the 2021. There's just something wrong about the area between the eyes and the nose, where it's not perfectly sculpted accurate compared to the 2019, which looks much cleaner. This also looks more like Godzilla, and if you tell me, I prefer the 2019 version. Now most people are going to say that both of them are completely different figures. No, both of them are exactly the same figure. There's no difference. The only differences that you'll find is color and the neck area and the head sculpture and the tail, with the accessories adding new claws, and that's about it. Everything else is completely the same thing. No 100% new figure. It is about the same figure if you ask me. So let me tell you the pros and the cons. Up until now, if you have collected every single legendary Godzilla figure so far, this new Godzilla 2021 might not be that surprising to you, and it might seem like a downgrade compared to the poster version or the blue limited edition colored Godzilla 2019. But if you are someone new who has never collected or missed out on the poster version, this is definitely a good entry, because you are getting your first special type of color variant, if you could say that, because those are traditionally saved for the most expensive type of deals out there. So for them to release this one as the first Godzilla, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's not that bad. And you also can play around with accessories. If you own every single Godzilla, the good thing now is that you can interchange the atomic breath and all of that with the 2021 and 2019, even the claws all the way to the 2014. So there's no problems there, and those are the extra accessories that you get with the 2021 version. Do I recommend this figure? Yes, I do recommend this figure if you are someone new who missed out on those limited editions. I think this Godzilla will be a good replacement. It's cheaper, it has okay accessories, if you could even call those accessories. The articulation is really good. The color is better than what we saw on the 2019 version or the 2014, and the poses are amazing, but it's not perfect. It still has problems, and this is what I'm talking about. The neck area has this problem where you can see a nasty gap between those necks, comparing it to the 2019, which it doesn't. And that's what I'm talking about. There's something wrong about the face on the 2021 and the neck area. While they were trying to perfect it, it came out wrong. Also, a upgrade on the 2021 version. Now this dorsal plate that you see right here on the 2019 is always loose, and that happens to me with every single version. Burning Godzilla 2019, the poster version. Now the 2021 feels more secure, there's no problems, while the 2019 is super loose and always has a nasty gap.